Well, hello, football fans, and welcome to this edition of the Billy Skinner Lamar Viking Football Coaches Show. I'm Bill Frawley, and with me, as always, of course, head Viking football coach and male athletic coordinator Billy Skinner. Coach, how are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing great. It's Tuesday, uh, so we're one day closer to game day.
That's right. And it's man, there's been a number of these Monday, whether you call them school holidays or off days or whatever. We've been recording these on Tuesdays instead, but again, so you have sort of a short week, but you did have practice yesterday, even though that it was a school holiday, correct?
Yes, we did. We came in at 7:30 and went through all of our things with lifting and film and install, and then going out and getting a good practice in. So it was one of our better practices of the year. Actually, there was a lot of really good energy. Everybody's upbeat. The weather was nice and cool because you're going a little bit earlier in the morning, and so no, it was good. It was very competitive. We finished with some sprints and then competing for sprints. So we did some offense versus defensive stuff. And if the offense wins that situation, then the defense has to sprint and vice versa. So it was really good. There was a lot of juice, and I think the kids responded extremely well.
And I can understand how maybe the students, at least student athletes, can get in their mind, maybe the coaches, hey,
Yeah.
this is supposed to be an off day or a holiday for us, but they come out and they give 100%, and you have full participation, I assume, or close to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And that's our theme of the week this week is do the work. I'll go ahead and acknowledge last week's game, and I know we'll get into it, but
Go
um,
ahead. This is the segue.
no, absolutely. As a leader, I did an extremely poor job of staying true to my fundamental belief of winning the day. I mean, I talked so much about the opponent. I talked so much about what was to come. I talked so much about the future. We got away from what makes us special and what makes these kids special, and that's their ability to lock in from day to day and do their work. And so I told them we're a refocus, and we're worried about, hey, today is Monday, we're here, this is the only day of the week that matters, and we're going to do the work that's required. And we got after them a little bit. We got after them with some extra conditioning. We got after them with a lot more accountability when it comes to hanging on to the football. That was something that was
Yeah.
it was our doom. It was really our doom this week, where you can't play any team and turn the ball over. You definitely can't play a team like that and turn the ball over. It's going to look like it looked. And so I talk a lot about complementary football being important to us as a team, and that means that offense, when the defense takes the ball away, the offense scores it, and the special teams do what they need to do. Like, everything complements each other. Well, last Thursday was the complete opposite of complemental football and or complementary football, where one of them did something very poorly and the other one answered with something poor, and then the other one answered with something poor. So it was yeah, it was something.
It was almost like it was contagious.
It was. No, it was. And it again, it goes back to my leadership from the beginning, and not focusing in and honing in on winning the day, not focusing in on the habits. There was so much hype, and there was so much future and so much them, and not nearly enough us. And it showed up in every facet of the game.
One thing I want to ask about, and I've seen this past week, I've seen it possibly in other weeks, previous
Yeah.
years. I've seen it in college, pro at times, is the presence of mind of where like a kickoff or punt return player is in
Yep.
terms of, do I field it? Do I not?
Yeah.
Do I let it go? And do I
Yeah.
watch it? Oh, wait, this is
Yep.
a live kickoff, not a punt. Do you
Right.
mind addressing that a little bit?
Yeah, no doubt. It is a hard job to be a returner, a kick returner, a punt returner, all of those kind of things. So it takes a lot of work during the week. But one of my big deals is you want to get behind the football and have momentum going forward. If you can do that, then it's a returnable kick. If you have to move backwards to catch it, then it's not necessarily a returnable kick. Then you start getting the boundary lines in there, and okay, is it going to hit? Is it going to bounce back? Is it going to have backspin? All of those things. I don't envy that job for those guys, and I know that it's a hard one, but it's definitely something that we're going to work this week and make it even tougher, like it was this last week. Because I mean, obviously we had the turnover to start the game, and then we had the weird bounce, and it's like, okay, I catch it on the one and kind of go into the end zone. Now I can't take that knee. I've got to come out. And then the other thing, and I hate to concede plays,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, if we continue to struggle with it, it's going to be one of those deals where we're going to tell everybody on the kickoff return team, hey, you're going to put your hand in the air, you're going to call a fair catch, and then you catch it on the 1 yard line. As long as the ball is caught, they're going to put it on that 25-yard line, and we're going to be able to play.
Yeah.
We're not
Okay.
where you get in trouble with that. And we tried that a couple of years ago. Is if you call a fair catch and you're on the 2 yard line and you drop the football, even though the catch has been called, they're going to call the kicking unit off of your guy, but you're going to get the ball right there on the 2 yard line. So catching it and that ball security is more important than ever if you call the fair catch.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it. Well, thank you for
Yeah,
addressing that. And people have been asking, wanted to find out a little bit
yeah,
more about that type of thing. And hey, another thing, sort of a sidestep for a moment. Another thing people have asked about is, and not the number of penalties, but
yeah,
in certain penalty situations, when there's a delay of game, let's
yeah.
say your opponent is punting the ball, they might take a delay of game on purpose to move the ball back 5 yards, give them a little bit more room. Is that a penalty that can be declined and typically is not? And if not, why not?
Yeah, no, it definitely can be declined. Like I said, man, a lot of times we're excited just to be getting the ball back. We're ready. Let's go. Line it up. Let's kick it and let's go. I know from a defensive perspective, there's not a lot of punters that we're going to face at the high school level that really does a good job with the backspin and all of those kind of things.
Yeah.
So, I haven't seen in our time of studying it a lot of coffin corner guys that can go and have it hit on the 1 yard line and roll out and all those kind of things. So, the margin for error, I guess, isn't as large as it is in the college game and isn't as large as it is in the NFL game. So, a lot of guys are just excited to get their punt off, and a lot of guys are excited just to get the ball back. So, I'm a big fan of taking that penalty for a couple of reasons. One, if it's 4th and 4 or if it's 4th and 6, let's just say it's 4th and 6.
Right.
Um, I'll try to get a cheap one and make you jump. Like we know we're not going to snap the ball. I know you see this a lot on
Oh,
Sundays
yeah.
as well, and they'll do a motion and all those kind of things, and they'll try to get somebody to jump. Well, 4th and 4, you jump off sides, boom, we get a first. 4th and 6, you jump off sides. Now it's 4th and 1, and I tell our kids, make my life hard, make me have to make tough decisions. Okay, so now it's 4th and 1. Do we go
Interesting.
for it and all those kind of things? So
Yeah.
it's one of those where you try to steal maybe try to steal a couple of yards and steal a hard decision for yourself.
Very situational then.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. The
Yep,
other penalty question that has come up in my
yep,
mind and some other people that have asked me to ask you about this is whenever there is a false start or illegal procedure, and I know there's some differences between
yep,
false start, illegal procedure, illegal motion, not enough
right.
men in the backfield, et cetera.
Yep,
It seems like sometimes, and it seems like flag is thrown, a lineman may have moved, maybe not, but then the play goes on. In which cases are they supposed to blow the play? That's a hard thing to say.
yeah.
Supposed to blow the play dead, and
Right.
which ones are they supposed to let it play out?
Yeah. So any false start, if the offense moves early, then it needs to be blown dead. Any kind of procedural penalty. So the way they call it now is if we have five in the backfield, that's an illegal formation. That could be receivers, that could be an offensive lineman, which you're seeing in the NFL a lot. The offensive linemen are sitting too far back, and so their head is not, or there's space between their helmet and the next man's butt. A lot of them do that because there's crazy fast pass rushers coming off the edge. And so they're trying to give themselves an advantage by sitting back. Well, they'll let that play out, but it'll be an illegal formation, illegal procedure, anything like that. Illegal motions where two guys are moving at one time, those kind of things. Like that kind of stuff, they'll let play out, but it's coming back. And it's one of those where you look at each other and you're like, like,
Okay.
hey, great play, but exactly like you're pointing out the flag. You're like, that one's us.
So one of the things you described was when it seems like the linemen are in almost a V formation, but as
Yep.
long as they're staggered properly from the guy next to them,
Yep.
it's okay.
Yep. Helmet should
And
be there should be no space between the helmet and the butt.
okay, all
Yep.
right.
Yep.
And then the other thing is like when you have stacked receivers,
Uh-huh.
anyone that's not on the line of scrimmage, are they considered in the backfield? Or how far
That's
off the
correct.
line?
Yes, that's correct. And we do things formationally where and it's on our receivers. We actually put the onus on our receivers to check in with the officials. So I'm gonna stand up for this one.
All right.
Line up, our guys will go here. And what they should do is if you're my official, I'm gonna look at you, I'm gonna point at you, and then I'm gonna put my arm like this and say, hey, I'm on, I'm on, I'm on. I might have two receivers over there. They're both looking at you saying I'm on. Okay. If
Okay.
I'm off, I'm going to go and I'm going to point at you and I'm going to tell you, I'm putting my arm back like this. Hey, I'm off. I'm off. I'm off. So it's on us as receivers to communicate that with the officials. And so we try to, we do practice that and we try to make sure we're communicating with the officials. And then I communicate with them beforehand. And I say, hey, there are going to be times I put two on the ball on the other side and I have one. So it's going to look wonky to one of you guys, but the other one, you need to make sure you're kind of in the know that hey, those both of those guys are on and they're both giving you the hey, I'm on fist.
Okay, so I had a friend that used to do high school officiating a long time ago out of the Abilene chapter, and he
Mm.
was kind of telling me a lot of times, the players say, "Am I good?" And
Yep.
what you're telling me is by right moving the hand forward or backwards, you're also
Yep.
communicating to the official, "Here's where I intend to line up.
That's correct. That's
Please
correct.
acknowledge, am I good?" Whatever.
Yes, and the
Okay,
officials, what they'll tell you is, well, if you're on, you're not good, so scoot up some, or hey, you're over, you need to
okay,
back up, and if it's not done before the time the ball is snapped, so and it's a lot for the quarterback because now the quarterback's got to go and he's got to check and he's got to look to the side. Okay, we're good there. He's telling him to back up, scoot back up just a touch, very good, thumbs up. All right, now let's snap the ball and let's go play football.
all right. Hey, I don't mean to belabor, but as long as we're on
Yep.
this topic,
Yeah, let's do it.
so okay, cool. Sometimes we will see a tight end or two move from one side of the line of
Uh-huh.
scrimmage to the other.
Yep.
At which point is everything supposed to be, quote, set and the linemen, including tight ends, can't
Yeah.
move?
Yep.
And second part, sometimes is there an offset tight end, like in the backfield, sort
Yeah,
of?
yeah, yeah. So like, and we do a little bit of that. We haven't moved our guys yet, but it's a wing type formation where I've seen guys will line up with an inline tight end like you're talking about, and a guy set outside of them. Then they'll call shift, and then those guys will tumble over and go to the other side, line up, get set. The rule is they have to let them get set for a count. So
Okay.
it can't be they get there as soon as they hit, we snap the ball and go. We actually, since two guys went in motion right there, we actually have to let them set for a count, and then boom, we can get the ball. The other
Okay.
piece that we teach our kid is if you are shifting, you cannot put your hand on the ground. So if your hand's on the ground and then you lift your hand up to go shift to the other side, well, that's a deceptive move right there as far as formations go and all that kind of stuff. So our guys actually have to keep their hands out of the ground and then would shift over.
I appreciate the penalties 101 course,
Yeah,
Coach. I
it's
know
like
I've learned, and I believe a lot of other people have learned also. So thank
yeah,
you
yep.
very much. Okay. Well, speaking of results, can you let us know about how the JV and freshman teams did
Yep.
last week?
Yep. Man, we had a battle with that JV group. There was just one game last week, and we got all the way to the fourth quarter. We were actually in the lead. Our guys were fighting and scrapping and scraping and all the things you need to do. And then we had a couple of late turnovers, and they did a really good job on their side of turning those into points. One of them was a pick six. But just so proud of that JV group because their roster, and I know I talked about this in the past, their roster kind of changes from week to week with guys coming
Sure.
up and moving around and all those kind of things. So the fact that they compete at the level at which they do and know that some days, hey, it's going to change from what it was yesterday to what it is today. And they handled that really well last week. And I think they had an opportunity to get a win. And I think we're getting closer and closer with that group, which was awesome. And then our freshman group, they again, I know I talk a lot about that crew. They had a big time win. They won 48-7. Yeah, and some monster performances. Tariq Smith had 4 touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's so hard to tackle. He's so elusive. But then the other thing, there's a video going around where we're on the 1 yard line and we hand him the ball and he is running over a linebacker, and you actually see the linebacker going back and like on his head. So you think it's a little fast guy, but he's got some pop to him too. And Coach Matima, who is our freshman running backs coach, freshman DB coach, he's doing such a good job with those guys. And we talked about it yesterday, and he's using resistance bands and all those just to kind of work on the force and work on the pop with those kids. So it showed up for Tariq last week, and he had 4 touchdowns. Jamarion Robinson had a big day. He had a touchdown catch, and I think he had a touchdown run. BJ Williams to Jamar. JJ Roberts seems to be a connection that's just kind of undeniable. BJ lobs the ball up for Jamar, and he goes up and makes a crazy one-hand catch. So that group, it's filled with kids that enjoy competing. And I've said this in the past, and I'll say this again. What makes that group so much fun is just how hard they play for one another and how much they really enjoy playing for each other. We had a kid named Matthew Simpson in that group that had to step in, and he hadn't been playing center with that group all year, and he started his first game. And I mean, we didn't really have a drop off. We didn't miss a beat. We put up or matched our scoring high for the year. So just proud of that group, proud of their ability to connect with one another, and then obviously proud of their ability to get after other teams. So that was fun for that freshman group.
Well, that playing together, that teamwork, that camaraderie, that VFND, that's important beginning at that freshman level, moving into
Yeah.
the JV. And I don't mean to sidestep too much or go backwards on things, but after the result last Thursday night,
Yeah.
how does the team gel back together? And I'll say this season, and I think it's been really the last few seasons overall, when there's a bad play, there's a bad situation, whatever. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm seeing players going after each other on the field for sure. How
Yeah.
does it happen in the locker room, halftime, or after the game? How are the players gelling together, or if they're not?
No, that's leadership right there. And like
Okay.
I said before, we've got a bunch of strong leaders. Guys like Shahariam Thurston is a guy that keeps our team together. We are a family, and we are brothers get after each other sometimes. And we've had moments where guys are upset and those kind of things, but they do a really good job of not letting it carry over into a toxic level. I mean, that's
Okay.
just to be blunt about it, there are times where um, guys are upset with one another, and
Sure.
that's natural. And I don't want people to hear that, hey, that freshman group is so connected, and they never fight. No, they do. They absolutely 100%. My brother is my best friend in the world, and we have gotten after each other, on crazy levels. But the leadership that we have, Jaden Shaw, Braylon Williams, those kind of guys that they step up. And what I love about this group is they can call each other out. There have been times where Shahariam Thurston has had something to say about maybe a body language of another teammate, and they can say it, and the teammates trust him enough to know that it's not you coming after me personally. It's you trying to make sure that I'm elevated to the standard of Lamar football. So
Okay.
yeah, it's tough and it's hard to get to. It has not always been this way, but they do have a level of trust. And I'm talking to Jaden Shaw, and he's talking about their group chat, and just hearing what they're talking about needing to lock in. And it's not a, hey, this dude sucks and this is bad and it's, hey,
Right.
we've got to be more focused whenever we're doing this. I've got to do a better job. And Jaden, I mean, I love that kid to death. The first thing he said is, Coach, I got to hang on to the football. And I said, Jaden, I respect that. I didn't make you do ball security last week. I wanted to get right into the scheme stuff, and I wanted you reading this overhang and doing all these kind of things. And so I failed you as your coach. And the fact that kid takes that ownership in front of his teammates and all those kind of things, it's this group, man, is as hard of a time as it is to go through something like that. I'm telling you right now, there's not a group in this world that I'd rather go through it with, and I'd rather have on our side, because of just the positive energy and the ownership that everybody wants to take. And it was tough. It was a really rough game, and I told the kids at the end of the game that that loss is on one person, and it's me. I wanted to take that ownership because I strayed away from what our expectation is here at Lamar Football and what our foundation is here at Lamar Football, and I made it more about somebody else, and I made it more about the future than it ever needed to be. So um, I love this group because they wanted to kind of take it and own it and those kind of things. But um, this is a connected team, man. This really is.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I dare say that your example that you set with humility, taking ownership of mistakes or whatever else, that leadership, and you're the coaches doing it, is what helps these leaders become the way they are. And like we've talked about before, coach, these are student athletes. Some will play beyond high school, some won't, but they will all have experiences where they either have to be a leader or follow a leader
Yep.
in life beyond this. So, way to
Yeah.
go.
No doubt. No doubt.
Okay, so this week, what are y'all working on? You got
Well, I'm going to give you two guesses, and the first two don't count. What do you
oh, the
think we're going to
first
work?
the first one is control what Vikings can control.
Hey, that's it. And one of the things for us, like yesterday, I told you, just holding the ball loose for
Yeah.
our backs, holding the ball loose for our quarterbacks caused push-ups for the entire team. Not them putting the ball on the ground, but just seeing space between the ball and their body was enough to get our guys in push-up position and those kind of things. So ball security, first and foremost, you see what happens when you don't take care of the football. Next for us, obviously, it's going to be in the return game and just making sure that we understand where the ball is on the field, understand the rules of kickoff return, and how calling a fair catch is not conceding a play. So just making sure we're all solid on that from the kick game, and then defensively. Our guys, they do a really good job of getting off the field. One of the things that we've identified and we want to do a better job of is we got to take the football away. We've had 4 takeaways this year, which is a little bit off pace for us. And so we want to do things where we can create some takeaways, and we want to do some things where we finish with our hands on the football. So those 3 things for us this week are kind of our coaching points, and then obviously just making sure that we're sound in all facets of the game.
Okay. And preparing to not overlook any opponents, respect all opponents, and so on.
Absolutely. Yep. No, and that's if you work on you, if you prepare the Lamar Vikings, you work on yourself, the respect for the opponent will always be there.
There we
And
go.
that's what we cannot and will not ever lose sight of again is hey, what do the Lamar Vikings need right now? And that's it.
You know, something else the Lamar Vikings need right now? Peanut butter, bread, and sports drinks. What
Hey,
a segue, right?
that is a perfect segue. We started a little bit early yesterday, and so we had some kids who got straight up and came straight to work out, and we always provide a little bit of buffer time for kids in between when they get here and that next activity. So I had a few guys in the office of, hey, coach, I got to make a peanut butter sandwich. Am I good? It's like, absolutely. Come on in here and
Good.
talk to me and tell me about your weekend too. So,
Oh,
um,
good.
no, we can always use more peanut butter, more bread. For those of you that want to hook up jelly, it will not be turned away. So, uh, greatly appreciated for sure. Oh, you know what? We're doing this on Tuesday, and everybody knows Tuesday is Taco Tuesday night. So, Torchy's Taco over off of Collins,
Uh-huh.
they're actually hosting a Lamar football night, and part of those proceeds will come to Lamar. You just got to go dine in house, and you got to tell them that you're there for Lamar football. So, scratch that taco fix this evening and go to Torchy's. There's so many options there too. So, I may go get me some Torchies at lunch.
There you go. So it's all day, lunch and dinner.
I need to go and check that for sure. But now
Okay.
that we're talking about it, I may have to do it for lunch and dinner.
What what else? Oh, one quick question.
Yeah,
Smooth peanut butter, crunchy, white bread, wheat bread, all of it?
all of the above. It's funny
Okay.
to kind of see the kid's choice and then to kind of say, you know what, that does fit your personality. Like Talon Martinez was in here yesterday and he's like, yeah, I like crunchy. And I was like, that tracks. Absolutely, you like crunchy peanut butter.
All right, coach. What are some other athletic happenings this week with Lamar Viking Sports?
Absolutely. Tonight is senior night for our volleyball girls. So we're playing. Oh my goodness, don't get me lied to. We're playing Sam Houston here tonight for senior night. Come out and support the kiddos. I got to shout out Tabby Young. She is my former neighbor.
Okay.
We lived two two houses down. Their family was our COVID family. So when COVID was going on, we spent that entire time every evening together and all those good stuff. Our family with their family. So I cannot believe that tonight is her senior night, and so I'm really excited to go and support all the Vikes, but support Tabby, my neighbor. So just excited to go and see them compete.
They begin at 5:30.
They do, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I've been
Yep.
saving this night to be able to go over there to
Perfect.
support. So maybe I'll see you for a Frito pie or something.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's right. I owe you one. I haven't forgotten.
In addition to Torchy's tacos
That's
before or
hey,
after the game.
I'm gonna be stuffed tonight. I can tell you
All right. Any
that.
other athletic things to announce?
We've got one freshman game this week versus Sam Houston. They'll be playing at Rodriguez on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, we're playing them on Thursday, and then our JV will be playing at 5:30 versus Sam Houston on Thursday at Workman Junior High. So those
Okay.
are going on, and then obviously we take the field at Choctaw Friday night, 7 o'clock, and just we're excited to get back out and compete.
Awesome, coach. Anything else you want to say, announce, talk about before we sign off?
No, I'm you know what I do. I wanna shout out our guys and I want to shout out our varsity kids in particular because after a performance like last week, it would be very easy for Monday to roll around and it be a holiday and for us to press that snooze button or for us to make that excuse not to be here, or for us to make that excuse not to practice hard or for all of those things. And just um I'm so stinking proud of our kids and I'm so stinking proud of our leaders for not only showing up but making the day count and showing that there's a pride here that these kids are proud to play Lamar football and are proud to carry the VF&D legacy. So just so proud of our kids and just so excited about this week and excited about today and the opportunity to line up and do the work again. So um, if I'm shouting somebody out, I do. I want to shout our boys out because they're showing a resilience that it inspires us as a coaching staff.
Excellent. Well, thank you for doing that, coach. Thank you
Yes,
as
sir.
always for making time for this. And we'll sign off until next time. I'm Bill Frawley with head Lamar Viking football coach Billy Skinner saying VFND.
VF&D.